This is Caitlin, your host of the No Sleep for Dramas podcast, where we get no sleep and survive on coffee to watch just one more episode at night. Hello, and welcome back to the No Sleep for Dramas podcast. We are talking about anticipated Chinese dramas of 2025 this week. Last week we did Korean dramas, and now this is my list for Chinese dramas. I apologize in advance how I'm going to sound in this episode. I'm recording this on the same day I recorded the Korean drama episode. I am still fighting the cold that I have been fighting since Christmas. Pretty much over it, but I still sound sick. I feel a lot better. I just still sound horrible. So if I randomly cough or something, that is why. If you are not part of my blog or anything, you might not know, but this series of anticipated dramas of the upcoming year I've done on the blog since the blog existed. The first blog post came out in 2020 with this topic. I've always done split blog posts. I've always done Korean dramas on one and then the rest of the dramas on the other. The list just got longer and longer. In 2024, I just did a list of Korean and a list of Chinese, and 2025 is going to be the same. Today's episode and blog post is going to be the same thing because with Japanese dramas and Thai and Taiwanese, I just have found I do not have the sources to give me a solid list of dramas that are coming out in the upcoming year. So if I were to do like a separate podcast episode for the rest of the dramas, Japanese, Thai, Taiwanese, whatever, it would be a very short episode. And I also don't think it really makes sense because there's so few of them to add them to the end of the Chinese drama episode. So I pretty much just have decided back in 2024 that I'm just going to do Chinese and Korean for these anticipated dramas that I do annually. You'll be getting this every January. Pretty much all of my January schedule you'll be getting every year, so you know what to anticipate. But if you watch Japanese dramas, Taiwanese, I still watch them. I still keep like a radar of them. I just don't know a lot of them at the beginning of the year. Feel free to comment or DM me, whatever, whether it's a Korean, Chinese, whatever drama that you're excited for. But today we're going to be talking about Chinese dramas. If you have not heard or read my Korean drama blog post or podcast episode, you can go listen to that now. That was released last week. This will be my Chinese drama. Now, I probably have mentioned all or at least most of these Chinese dramas at least once because of the new iQIYI, new Youku, new Tencent 2024-2025 blog posts and podcast episode I did on them. You can go back and listen to those if you want more information on them. I'm not going to delve into synopsis and stuff and directors and cast for the most part because I did that in those episodes. You can go back and listen to those and get more information on them. The reason why you'll probably hear a lot of them is because those are the ones I already know about, and that's pretty much all I could gather. So this episode will pretty much act as a reminder. I did find some new ones. There are some new ones that I have never mentioned before sprinkled in, but overall, you will have already heard about these dramas, and I'll just be telling you why I'm excited for them. You can go back to those episodes or blog posts and find out cast and synopsis and things like that, and have more information in those episodes if you choose to. But I did try and find new ones. If I am talking about a new one, I will mention at least the cast and somewhat of the synopsis, but it's not going to be a full-on report like I did in those episodes. Also, in this episode, the Chinese dramas mentioned, like, in those episodes, some of those aired already in 2024, so obviously I'm not going to be talking about them. There's also dramas on those lists I will not mention in this because this episode will be way too long if I mention everything from those 3 podcast episodes. So you can go back and figure out more Chinese dramas that I'm also probably still excited for. I've tried to keep this to about the number I did in the Korean drama, and I think Korean list was 22, so I kept it around 2022. Just know that there are like way more Chinese dramas out there that I'm excited for. Some that I know about and some I don't. And as you'll see from my list, I'm most excited for Shansha or Crime or Wuxia. That's because those are the three genres I tend to go for Chinese. But yeah, that's pretty much what we're going to be talking about today. Quick note, all of these Chinese dramas also are rumored for 2025 or even 2026. We all know Chinese dramas like premiere out of the blue, or something could happen and they can be shelved and it never sees the light of day. There's a lot of dramas out there that I'm sure I've not even heard of and have not even come up and are still being made. This list will be long, but I'm also not putting every Chinese drama I'm excited for on this list, or we just will never end it at this point. This list is in no particular order. Some of the dramas have posters and teasers and some don't. I tried to put in whether it's a poster or a teaser either in the IGE Yoku Tencent posts or this post. Mostly posters in this post. So you can go to the blog and see posters and stuff if you'd like. But pretty much the format is I'm going to say the name of the drama, say the premiere date if it was given a premature premiere. It's not an exact date, but you'll get what I mean when I get into it. And then I'll tell you why I'm excited for the drama. But that's pretty much what we're going to be doing today. Just basically the same format as the Korean list. I hope that you guys are excited for Chinese dramas. I hope that you guys can comment your favorite Chinese dramas, start a conversation, agree, disagree with me. I know I have a very particular taste when it comes to dramas. So some of these are romances, I will say, but a lot of them are crime ones. And not all of them are crime actually. I honestly, looking at like the little amount of research I did with this, I did not add every single light on Chinese drama in this list, which there are a lot, and I did put them in some of the IGE blog post and podcast episode from last year, but there's some more that's been announced and talked about and things. You might be surprised like how little crime dramas are in this list because I went the Shansha route most of the way, but we'll have to wait and see. But just know I'm pretty much have my eyes peeled for any crime drama at this point. I took an interest in one yesterday just due to the cast. I just found out yesterday. Anyway, moving on. Let's start this list. Again, these C-dramas are rumored for 2025 or even 2026. Some are even not done filming. I'll let you know at least the latest update I've heard if they wrapped or not. First one I'm going to talk about is a Chinese drama called Calming Waves. I discussed this in the IGE post. It's premiering sometime in 2025, at least as far as I know. I'm anticipating IGE is going to have a very good year for me, but that's per the norm. IGE is by far my favorite Chinese drama network, and I doubt that will change in 2025. I actually keep tabs on all the network dramas I watch in a year. I haven't counted up 2024. GE overwhelmingly always wins with what C dramas I actually choose to watch. So Coming Waves has a lot going for it. It's a historical crime drama, which we know I like. I'm trying to watch more of these in 2025. It stars Won Shin Yu, who we all know from The Double from last year. He plays a detective in a historical setting. The trailer looks creepy and dark, just the way I like it. Definitely, this is one of my most anticipated dramas of the year. Supposedly, he's a detective that is exiled and then either takes on a new identity, comes back, and tries to investigate cases as well as his own, or he just comes back after being years gone. I can't remember from the synopsis really, but Calming Waves, I'm excited. The female lead, I have no idea who it is. Like, I mean, we obviously got a poster of her, but I have never seen her in a drama and I don't know who she is. Detective, historical setting, and Wan Shin Yu, that's pretty much it. Calming Waves. That was Calming Waves. Next one I'm going to talk about is Lament of the River Immortal. This is also an IGE production. It's coming out sometime in 2025. Everything I see from this Chinese drama just makes me more excited for it. I mean, I'm super curious about the Bai Lu and Joseph Zhang pairing. It has Joseph Zhang with white hair, which is always a plus. Anybody with white hair, pretty much at this point. It's a Shansha, which is a plus for me. It looks like it's going to be angsty as hell, and we all know Bai Lu does angsty very well. This drama also seems to have budget, and it shows in just the trailers. This supposedly is coming out sometime this year. That was Lament of the River Immortal. This one is one I have not mentioned, but I don't know why. Maybe just during the I can't remember what network it's from, but whatever network it's from didn't put any new posters or didn't talk about it, so I have not mentioned this one, but that is Shadow Love. It's premiering sometime in 2025. I honestly don't know why I did not mention this before, but here we are. One reason why I am excited for this is the cast. The leads look great. It has Sung Yi and Cheng Lei in it. I like both of them. I'm a huge fan of Cheng Lei, but I like Sung Yi too. I've loved what I've watched her in. The leads look good together. They seem to have chemistry when it comes to the posters and trailers I've seen, like teasers. I shouldn't say proper trailer, like a teaser. And they just released new character posters, intense looking character posters, and they both look great in theirs. And also with the cast, speaking of the cast, it has a lot of supporting casts that I like. Like this cast has a good supporting cast in my opinion. It's wuxia, which is another genre, as I said, I gravitate towards. The synopsis sounds something like I would like these two leads pair up and work together to save their respective countries. We have mysteries involved. Apparently, there's amnesia, which is honestly a guilty pleasure trope of mine. There's a lot of things going for this. Apparently, the male lead has amnesia and doesn't know he's like the prince of a country or something, or a province or whatever. She and him team up to figure that out. That's Shadow Love though, and I'm pretty excited for it. Next up, we have Coroner's Diary. I did discuss this. It's again premiering in 2025. Uh, I mean, just reading the title, you know I'll be excited for this one. Anything with coroner in the title, I'm excited for. We know this. Trailer looks creepy as hell and definitely something I would totally like. Landy Lee is in this. I love her. I am excited to see her as like a female coroner in this drama. Aru Peng, I don't really have an opinion on him. I have not seen him in anything. I can't really pass a judgment on him. I'm willing to give him a shot because I haven't seen him in anything. I guess I have no expectations. We'll have to see how he pairs up with Landy Lee. Essentially, Landy Lee plays a coroner who teams up with a prince, played by Aru Peng, and they investigate cases. That's pretty much all I need to know. I've said this before and I've said this again. Historical dramas with doctors and coroners, I will eat it up. It's like crack to me. Don't ask me why. I don't know, because the funny part is I don't watch modern medical dramas. But for some reason, historical wise, I like historical doctor dramas. I don't know. I have no idea. I really need to watch more of those historical or modern doctor dramas at this point. I have a lot of medical dramas on my list I haven't watched. I also think that Ichi does historical mysteries very well. The screenwriter for this drama also wrote Love Like the Galaxy, which is a favorite Chinese drama of mine. This drama has a lot going for it, and I'm excited. Really excited. Love in Pavilion is next. It's going to be airing sometime in 2025. Now, I was excited for all three of dramas in this series. I have not watched any of them, and I heard mixed reviews on the first one. But out of the three dramas in this series, this one is the most I'm excited for, is the one I'm most excited for. The drama released a new trailer, and I like the look of it. Love the two leads separately. I never pictured them working together in a drama before, though. Liang Zhang, I love that he's getting more lead roles. I really hope this drama works out for him, because if it does, I will love to see the aftermath of that. We'll have to wait and see. I've always thought he was a talented actor, and he does have an extensive resume due to a bunch of supporting roles he's done. Lu Shishi needs no introduction. We all know she's a great actress. I'm curious about their story and the chemistry together. The supporting cast is also has a lot of good actors and actresses in it. I think they've kind of delayed putting out the other two in the series due to how poorly the first one was received. So we'll have to see what happens with that. It's another IGE production though. Next one I'm going to talk about, and I swear to God, we've been waiting for this one forever, in my opinion. That is A Moment But Forever. It's an IGE production. It's supposedly airing sometime in 2025. I'm super curious about this one because you have Tiffany Tang and Lu Shu Yi. I never in a million years would have paired these two together. I don't know why. Also, Tiffany Tang has not been in a drama in a while. Uh, that I've watched, but even like she's done dramas, but even those dramas she's done in a while, she like does one drama every 2 years or something, I think. It's been a while. It's been a while since she's regularly been doing dramas. Apparently she's making a comeback though, because I think she's has a couple in the pipeline. But either way, I have not seen her in a drama in a while. Lu Shuyi, that's another story. But yeah, I'm really curious about this one, especially their pairing. I think that's the reason why I'm so excited for it. I just have never pictured them together at all. And I'm just really curious how that will play out. Also, it's a Shansha, so that's always a plus. I mean, honestly, with this list or whatever, I don't know how many I'm actually going to watch when it's airing, but at least they're all in the backlog. They'll all be added to the backlog. Next one I'm going to talk about is Love Beyond the Grave. This might air in 2025. Apparently, it's just finishing up filming in the next month or so. So if it does air in 2025, it will be the end of 2025, but I would not be surprised that it is going to be pushed to 2026. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, everybody knows this drama. It stars jdrama, Chen Fei-yu. It really needs no introduction. I'm sure when it premieres, a lot of people are going to be watching it. A lot of people are going to be talking about it. Another drama that I never would have pictured Dilraba or Chen Fei-yu together. Really, I'm also not really good at picturing people together as pairs, so I tend to probably say that a lot when it comes to dramas in general, not just Chinese dramas, but in general. I never saw this pairing coming. It makes me curious about it. MDL also has adventure as a tag on this drama, which I'm always excited to see that tag because that can mean a lot of things. They could go tomb raiding, or they could do a journey together, or whatever. I always like adventure tags. That was Love Beyond the Grave. As you can see, as you will find out, most of these dramas I think are going to be IGE dramas. Love of the Divine Tree. This one we do possibly have a somewhat of a premiere date. It is rumored to be airing sometime in February of 2025. So the fact that it already has a rumored premiere date is exciting. The first reason I'm excited for this is it's Shansha again. I like can't really say more than that. Like I love Shansha. I really just do. I really have no opinion on either of these leads. I haven't seen them enough to really have an opinion. I like that the drama doesn't seem to have comedy in it in terms of the trailers that we've seen. I could be wrong on that. They could just not have it in the trailers and then we start the drama and it has comedy. I don't know. I hate when dramas in general advertise it as one thing and then it throws in comedy somewhere. I don't know. But that's just me because I tend to try and avoid comedy at all times because comedy just mostly doesn't work for me. But this drama looks beautiful from the trailers. I really hope this surprises me because I really have no expectations going into it, which is sometimes good. It's a good thing sometimes, really, that you have no expectations on how this drama is going to be. Could be horrible, could be great. We'll just have to wait and see in February, if it comes out in February, but it's rumored for February. Next drama I'm going to talk about is a drama I literally heard about last week. I don't know if I just didn't know about it or it just announced itself. I'm not really sure, but I literally have never talked about this drama before. It doesn't even have an English title, so I'm probably going to butcher this title, but it is called Rong Shuang Wei Zhao. Supposedly might air in 2025. I don't know if it will. I honestly don't even think it's done filming yet, but I could be wrong. It is a drama that stars Tianji Ru. He's the guy from the Fangs of Fortune guy and Cheng Lei's brother in the Assassin's drama. I want to say A Journey to You. We all know who this dude is. He's the male lead, and the female lead is Wang Yuwen. This is a historical doctor trope, and as I just said with Calming Waves, I love a historical doctor trope. I also love the fact that the doctor is the female. It's a Republican era drama, which I am always drawn towards because of the costumes. Do I watch a lot of them? Maybe, depending on the genre. The genre, speaking of the genre, is thriller historical romance. Thriller and romance piques my interest, especially when paired together, because you could go either way with that. The fact that it's thriller and romance, I will always give those a try because I like thriller with my romance, honestly. That's kind of just gets me through the romance, you know? I'm not sure who else is in this drama. I didn't really look over the rest of the supporting cast, but you have Wang Yuan, who's the female lead. She plays a doctor. Apparently, she runs a clinic, and a warlord is killed in her clinic and like murdered in her clinic. And now she has to figure out who did it. Tian Zhenru. I'm probably butchering his name. I'm so sorry. He is a patient in her clinic who actually killed the commander, and eventually they team up to either obviously I don't think it's to investigate the crime because the synopsis says he killed him. So it's like, okay, I'm assuming they fall in love, they have a romance. She doesn't want to give him up to this warlord commanding group that probably wants blood because their leader was killed. So they have to like protect the clinic and themselves from this. That's kind of my assumption of how that's gonna play out. But the synopsis looks like something I would like. This piqued my interest. They have released some posters, which you can see in the blog post. I think there's also some behind the scenes stuff you can find out on MDL. They have it in the pictures and stuff. I'm almost positive this has not finished filming yet, but I know they're currently filming it if they haven't completed it, but I could be wrong. I don't actually know. But yeah, that is Rong Shuang Wei Zhao. Next one I'm going to talk about is Legend of the Female General. This is also going to premiere sometime in 2025. Cheng Lei is the male lead. I already talked about him. I like him a lot. Anything he pretty much does, especially historical, I will probably want to watch that. I've heard this somewhat as described as like the story of Mulan, but if you change some things, if you change like why the female lead went to war and the fact that she's betrayed, it's essentially the Mulan story. I don't know if I believe that, but that's pretty much what I've heard described. I like Mulan. I like that story. I really would love Chinese Drama Land to do a drama about Mulan. Apparently, it's like the story's based off an actual historical figure. If not, she is the historical figure. I'm not really sure. Anyway, that's not the point. Apparently, the female lead goes to war, I think, for her lover, fiance, something, and her fiance betrays her at some point, and then she meets Cheng Lei's character on the battlefield, and they team up and get revenge. It's a revenge drama mixed into a war general drama. I'm excited for this. The trailers look intense. The leads look great together. Revenge. I love a good revenge drama. This is high on my list. Definitely a must see for me. I'm really excited for this one. We'll have to wait and see if it premieres in 2025. I think it's done. I think it's all set, ready to go. Maybe I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see if this happens. That's Legend of the Female General. Next one just released some new posters. I cannot tell you how excited I am for this one. This is Southern Anecdote, previously known as Southern Bureau. It will air sometime in 2025. I think it's still filming, but they have released new posters, and everything I've seen from this drama, posters, on-set leaks, look amazing. First reason why I'm excited for this, and I've said this before, it is part of the Lost Tomb series. That alone gets me excited for this drama. We all know I love the Lost Tomb series. I can't get enough of it. I watch everything of it along with Candle in the Tomb. Those series are my favorites. So the fact that this is part of that, I will forever be excited for it. Second, it takes place during the Republican era, and I love the costumes, as I just said, and the look that everybody has. Third, it has bromance vibes with the two leads, and we all love a good bromance, especially when it comes to adventure or crime or things like that. I should do a podcast episode on like bromance crime dramas or bromance Lost Tomb stuff. Maybe I should write that down. Anyway, this drama is high on my list for 2025. Like, iQIYI, in my opinion, does great bromance dramas, especially crime bromance, but like Lost Tomb in general has good bromance vibes overall. Anyway, that's Southern Anecdote. The next one I'm going to talk about is Kill My Sins. This is going to be sometime in 2025. I think this drama got its license last month, if I'm not mistaken. It stars Lu Shishi and Sean Doe, which I haven't seen Sean Doe in a drama in forever. I'm really curious about him in this drama, but also just her and him together as a pairing. Another pair I never pictured together working together at all. This is another historical mystery drama, so that works for me. Another historical doctor mystery drama. Apparently, that's a lot of what I'm gonna be going for in 2025. But Lu Shishi plays a wandering doctor. She kind of just doesn't have a home and just wanders around healing people. But she's a quirky doctor. Like, she apparently has this aura around her that makes her very mysterious, and people don't like her very much. This is a historical drama with a doctor, and it has thriller, historical, mystery genres attached to it. This drama speaking my language with the cast, with the supposedly the genres, everything about it. Kill my sins. All right, this one I have not mentioned the next one ever, I don't think, but I think I found out about it some time ago. I just didn't talk about it. This is a crime drama called Coming to Myself. It's going to premiere sometime in 2025. I- I'm unsure about that though. I think it's done filming, but I'm going to put this here anyway. I think it's done, but I could be wrong. This is a drama that stars Jing Tian, who plays a cop, and Zhang Cheng, who plays a criminal psychology professor. It looks like a dark crime drama, like a dark crime drama. She's investigating a serial murder case, and he is a criminal psychology professor who, at some point, I don't know if it's with the case or just in general in his life, he was injured and he's suffering from amnesia. They team up to solve this case or a series of cases. It's not clear. The trailer clearly shows it's going to be romance involved at some point. Apparently, the criminal professor will start to regain his memories and might be the murderer himself. And also, according to the trailer, like his amnesia made him act like he was a 5-year-old. Like at the start of the drama, he has like a childlike mind. Not really sure how that's gonna play out, but that just makes me a little more curious about this. I'm not really sure. Um, this is giving, what is that Chinese drama that I personally didn't particularly like overall, but it wasn't the worst thing? What is that drama? It's the one with I'm trying to think of the name of it. Let me find it because now this is gonna kill me. Okay. So the drama that this is reminding me of, and I'm not gonna spoil it because it's a classic crime drama. In my opinion, I gave this a 7 out of 10. I did not particularly like this. I had problems with it. But this is reminding me of Love Me If You Dare. Like the whole concept of him having amnesia and possibly being a murderer himself. That is giving me Love Me If You Dare vibes. And that is a classic crime Chinese drama. Like if you want to try out a classic crime drama, you should check that out. It has great acting, in my opinion. I think the story didn't work for me. Once the romance came into play with Love Me If You Dare, I did not like the drama as much, but the acting is superb, in my opinion. And that drama stars Wallace Howe and Masi Chun, along with like Wang Kai and Edward Zhang and Ying Zhang, like a lot of great actors in that. But I'm not going to reveal much about Love Me If You Dare because you kind of need to go into that not knowing much. But anyway, Coming to Myself is reminding me of that due to the fact that Zheng Xing Cheng's character might be the murderer or a murderer. It's really unclear how that will play out, but I'm really curious about this one just because it's just a little different than everything that I've heard about. Also, Jing Tian playing a cop she looked good in the trailer playing a cop. Like she was flipping people over her back and everything. Anyway, moving on, we are going to talk about Fire Investigator. Sometime in 2025, this is going to come out. As I said before, I don't think I've ever seen a Chinese drama portraying like fire investigation like this one looks like it will. It looks dark. It looks like a dark, angsty, gritty fire investigation. That piques my interest. iQIYI is also, I think, putting out a fire investigation drama this year. This one is Yoku. I think iQIYI is putting a fire investigation drama out with Leon Zhang in it. if I'm not mistaken, sometime in 2025. I also don't think I've ever seen Shukai do a crime drama. He probably has. I just might not have watched it. But Fire Investigator is essentially about Shukai in a fire investigation unit where they investigate was this fire intentional, was it an arson case, blah 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 blah. I'm sure murder will eventually become involved. I actually think the original synopsis said something about a serial killer, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong. That's Fire Investigator. I'm excited for that. The next one, I have not mentioned this one either, and I'm super excited for it. I'm not really sure what is it, Mango TV that this might be coming out with? I think it does. The first poster for this is beautiful. This is a Chinese title one. It does not have an English title. I'm probably going to butcher this. I apologize. It is Shu Long Yin. Shu Long Yin. We'll go with that. I have my fingers crossed that this drama will come out in 2025. I honestly don't know where it's at in terms of licensing and everything. Definitely have never mentioned this one before. First off, it stars Liu Yunxi. He looks fantastic. This is a historical wuxia looking drama. His hair, like him in historical garb alone, looks great. In this drama, his hair is two-toned where the tips are white and then he has dark hair up top. Chef's kiss. He looks amazing in this drama. All his costumes, all the behind scenes look fantastic. This looks like it's going to be a mystery drama with a group of men traveling around solving murder cases. I love when that happens, like wuxia, bromance, mystery. Give me all of them. I still have a ton, like Mysterious Lowe's Casebook I haven't watched yet. But I give me more, and I will always watch them eventually. I need this for sure. Like I'm so excited for this. I don't know if it's going to come out in 2025. If it does, later in 2025, but it looks fantastic. I'm super excited. Next one is another drama I do not think I've mentioned before. It is called Phoenix Stage. It's supposedly coming out in 2025. The drama wrapped about 2 months ago, so we might see it in 2025. We'll just have to wait and see. Obvious reason why I'm excited for this, Ren Loon is in it. I love him. We know this. He plays an emperor who, in order to save people, his people, he changes his name and travels the world secretly. And then Pen Ran plays the female lead. He meets her character. She is a leader of a sect. They go around saving the world together, but is revealed later that she is the daughter of his enemy. So we're going to get angst again. Ren Loon does angst really well. In my opinion, Pen Ran can do angst really well, given the right script. There's a reason why I have never watched Goodbye My Princess, because I hear that will tear me apart, and she apparently did great in it. It's a given that Ren Loon does angst very well. I'm excited to see both of these two together. Excited for the angst. First photos and the posters for this drama look great, and they also, I think, leaked some angsty short clips which look fantastic on both ends. Both of our leads doing leaked little seeds. I'm excited for this one. It's going to be angsty as hell from the cast, as let alone what we've seen so far. Like, the synopsis alone is when Ren Loon finds out that she's the daughter of his enemy and they already love each other. That alone is angst. That's Phoenix Stage. Next one I'm going to talk about is The White Olive Tree. This finally might air in February. This is another drama. I swear we've been waiting for this one forever. I think this drama was rumored to air 6 months ago, maybe a year ago. I don't know. I've talked about this one before. I am a longtime fan of Lang Jae. I've watched a lot of her dramas. Not a lot of her recent ones. I have a lot on her list I haven't watched, but I've watched a lot of her dramas. I like her. I like her a lot. Given the right script and the right lead together, it works a lot. And I think she's a pretty strong actress in my opinion. I'm really curious about her chemistry with Chen Zhuan. I can't really picture them together. It's not like I never saw this pairing coming. That's not the case. I just can't really picture their chemistry. The trailers and the posters look great so far, so I'm pretty confident they'll work well together. This was centered around explosive experts. Apparently, she is a reporter and he's an explosive expert, and they go into a war zone and things happen, and then they leave the war zone and meet up years later, like 3, 5 years later, figure out their trauma together and things like that. I feel like this little subgenre of romance of like explosive experts or cops or whatever in dangerous situations with their female or male lead, I feel like it's a romance subgenre I could get behind. Because I feel like the action thriller aspect will help me appreciate the romance parts. I might try a lot of these romance action thriller-esque dramas in 2025 because I feel like there are some romance dramas out there I have to like, you know? I'm excited for that because I think the action part of the explosive expert might work for me. Same with like firefighters or doctors, you know? The action and emergency aspect of that subgenre might work. That was White Olive Tree, apparently premiering sometime in February. Next one I'm going to talk about is Fated Hearts. This is going to air sometime in 2025. I have mentioned this one before. I loved Till the End of the Moon, and one of the reasons why I loved it was the lead couple were like true enemies to lovers. The lead couple of Till the End of the Moon hated each other at the beginning, especially the female lead hating the male lead, but they hated each other at the beginning of that drama. Fated Hearts is giving me that same vibe. Like the trailers look intense. Li Qing and Chen Zhejuan. Wow, what did I just say? Chen Zhe Juan. Wow, I'm sorry. I'm butchering these names left and right. I'm so sorry. Trailers, posters look like they absolutely hate each other. They want to murder each other the entire time. And I'm here for it. I love like when it's a true enemies to lovers scenario, I could get behind that. If they want to murder each other at the beginning of this, I could get behind it. It looks dark, it looks angsty. Rumor is that this will air in quarter 3 of 2025, but that is a rumor right now. I also love throughout the posters and the trailers I've seen, there's a really big theme of red and black, which you can see in the costumes, in the posters, in the promo, all that stuff. I love that combination. I love how they've like apparently thought that out, that there's a common color scheme. I think that's really unique. We'll have to see how that plays out in the drama though. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm really curious, especially because they really seem like they hate each other. Really curious how this is going to turn into a romance. Also, I gotta say, Chen Zhewan, I haven't watched a lot of his dramas, but him in this trailer, he looks like he's acting his butt off in this trailer. I mean, Li Qing too, but I've seen her. I know she can act this character, but I was surprised by him in this trailer for some reason. Maybe just because I don't particularly know a lot about him. I haven't seen a bunch of his dramas or anything. I mean, granted, Li Ching, I haven't seen a bunch of her dramas either, but I've seen more of hers than him. Anyway, moving on. Next one, I've talked a lot about this drama, but we're going to talk about it again. It is called Zhang Hai Xuan. It is supposedly premiering sometime in 2025. I'm sure this is going to be a drama a lot of people will watch when it airs because it stars Xiaozan. I've mentioned this a lot, and I'm curious for this drama for 2 reasons. The drama recently released a trailer, and it looks intense and high budget. It's definitely going to be a revenge drama, which I like. The other thing, which goes back to the trailer that I just talked about, the other thing which I did mention in, I think this is a Yoku drama. Yeah, it's a Yoku drama. So I mentioned this in the Yoku drama list that I did last year for the 2024-2025 dramas. Xiaozan plays a character. His character name is Zhang Hai, and that is a character, a very, very famous character from the Lost Tomb series. So if you're not familiar with the Lost Tomb franchise, his character is a historical character mentioned throughout the series because the Lost Tomb series, for the most part, is a modern drama, and his character is responsible for building some of the famous tombs in the Lost Tomb series, like the Palace Underwater Tomb and the Heavenly Palace. And his tombs are known to have a lot of puzzles and are really complicated. In like The Lost Tomb season 2, it was revealed he was forced to build the Heavenly Palace by being imprisoned in it for like 10 years. I'm really, from the trailer that aired this, I think it was this week, maybe last week, I don't really know how much of the tomb building we're going to see because it looks like a very revenge heavy drama. So I'm wondering if they just took his name and the character and are loosely basing it on the Lost Tomb series and are just going to do like a revenge thing instead. Because it's known in this character that he has a reason to have revenge in the Lost Tomb. He was imprisoned for 10 years. His family got killed. So I'm assuming this is not going to be as much of a tomb raiding, Lost Tomb building drama as I want it to be. Does it need to be? Probably not. Like, I think if it's like, it's Xiaozan, like, she's gonna be great. But if it's revenge, I'm sure a lot of people are gonna like it. The reason why you see it connected though to the Lost Tomb on MDL, because I've seen questions in the comments of this drama, is because Zhang Hai is a prominent historical character in that series. You hear his name everywhere throughout the series. So that is why this is still connected to the Lost Tomb series. Will it play into any way into that franchise? We'll have to wait and see. Given the new trailer, I don't think so. I think it's just going to be name only and maybe a vague reference. We'll have to wait and see. I just wanted to explain that because I've seen questions on the comments on MDL for this drama of just like, oh, shouldn't we take this off? That it's connected to this? And I was like, no, I mean, it's still the character name, but it might just be loosely based on this character. The trailer looked fantastic. It looked high budget. Xiao Zhang's in it. I'm excited either way. It's a revenge drama, you know. Moving on, moving on. We have another one that I think I've mentioned before. It's called Fight for Love. That is premiering sometime in 2025. Originally, I was excited for this because Victoria Sung. I love her. I've seen a lot of her dramas. I'm also a K-pop person. I listened to her when she was in FX. I love her music in general when she does release music. I haven't seen a lot of her newer dramas. A couple of them are on my list though because they seem to be the thriller type dramas. I might watch some of her other dramas in 2025. I'm excited to see her still doing dramas though, because I haven't seen her film one in a while. At first, I couldn't really, like, I don't really have an opinion of Din Yuxi. I like him, but I haven't watched a lot of his dramas. There are a couple from 2024 I do want to check out, especially his mystery ones. But I mean, we can't lie. In 2024, he did very well in 2024. I'm glad for him because he has another drama coming out in 2025. I'm glad for this drama because he did very well in 2024. This drama will be more highly anticipated. I'm curious about their romance. I mean, it's definitely going to be an older female, younger male. I mean, actor age wise, that is the case. I don't know if it's going to be character wise, so we'll have to see. The other thing I'm excited for is it's a reborn story again. I'm hoping there's not a lot of comedy. One trailer showed comedy and the other didn't. So it might be a mix. It might work out. But apparently I can't remember if it's like she gets killed and like goes back and gets reborn, or if she takes on a new identity or something. Something happens with like her family or her husband or something, and she's like betrayed and killed or something. And then she goes back and decides to marry somebody else which I think is Ding Yushi's character, or she decides other choices. I can't remember. But either way, it's a rebirth story. I love this trope. I love rebirth stories, especially revenge rebirth stories. So, this is another female general. We have a lot of female general dramas, like Chinese dramas, coming out in 2025. I just gotta say that. I don't think that I've counted four at this point. Not all of them I talked in this episode, but I think we at least have four, if not more. But yeah, there's a lot of general Chinese dramas coming out. Last one I'm going to mention, and there's a lot more that I haven't mentioned. Again, both ones that I probably don't even know about and the ones I've talked about in the iQIYI, Tencent, Yoku ones. But this is just going to be the one I'm going to mention and end this year. That is Love on the Turquoise Land. This is going to be sometime in 2025, apparently. I'm really curious about this drama. It looks really different. The synopsis really drew me in. It's a thriller, supernatural, fantasy drama. Looks like it has a lot of death and murder involved. Dilraba and Chen Xingyu star in it. It just looks like a really different type of drama. Also looks like it has tomb raiding involved in it, which is great for me because, as I said, I like the Lost Tomb series. The more tomb raiding, the better, in my opinion. I think I'm really drawn to this because it's so different looking, and it's different than anything I'm seeing coming out for 2025. So it piques my interest a lot. But it looks darker. It looks like a thriller, murder, darker death drama, which again, I always like to watch. That is my list of anticipated Chinese dramas. I'm sure I have way more. I'm positive I have more I didn't even mention in this episode. So you can go back and listen to the Aichi, Tencent, Yoku ones because those have dramas in it I didn't mention in this episode. I'm really, really praying I watch more Chinese dramas in 2025. Like, I'm really trying to get my number up because it's up there. I still watch like 15 to 17 Chinese dramas a year, but I feel like I could do way better numbers with that. We'll have to see what comes out in Chinese drama land. Like, Korean and Chinese drama land are kind of up in the air at this point. Like, if it comes out, I'll watch it. If it doesn't, we'll have to wait. There's just so many dramas, old and new, that I still haven't watched and I'm excited to watch. Let me know, what are some Chinese dramas that you are excited for? Did you discover anything on this list that you hadn't heard about before? You can always go to the blog and find these. I pretty much use the blog post as show notes. So anything I mention in a podcast episode, you can find it on the blog post. If you want to search any for the anticipated dramas, you can just search for anticipated on the blog page. If you want to find a specific like iQIYI post, you can write in iQIYI, but you can find these. I also have linked the iQIYI, Tencent, and Yoku blog posts in the anticipated Chinese dramas. You can go to that blog post and find all 3 network blog posts that I made podcast episodes about last year. Let me know what Chinese dramas you're excited for. I'm excited to talk about Chinese dramas with you guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode as well as the anticipated Korean episode from last week. Hopefully I didn't sound too sick, but I'm trying not to have high expectations for 2025, but I can't help it. Because 2024, I had high expectations and then they didn't live up to those expectations, in my opinion. So we'll have to wait and see what happens in 2025. But thank you for listening to another episode, and bye. If you want to continue the conversations about dramas that were started in this episode, you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky under the username No Sleep for Dramas. That is No Sleep, the number 4 dramas, just like in the title of the podcast. This podcast is also an expansion of my blog, so you can visit my blog at www.nosleepfordramas.com, the number 4 dramas.com, and find multiple years of blog posts already available at your fingertips. All links are in the description of this episode. Finally, please give this podcast a like or a follow wherever you listen to the podcast. Leaving a comment or a review also helps a lot. We love hearing ideas and feedback from all of you. Share the podcast with your friends as well. Thank you for listening. This has been an episode of the No Sleep for Dramas podcast, and I am your host, Caitlin. I will see you here next time, and I hope you get no sleep chasing the next episode just like me. Good night.